guys, Jen Lee here with Coach Muggle and Luna for translation. Now, Coach Muggle, dominant first half. Second half, T1 started to fight back. What did you have to tell the players during the timeout to make sure that you guys close it out?
其实，在上半场的时候，我们其实是非常统治性的一个发挥嘛。但是在下半场的时候，可能会对方有一些反击的行为。那你们是如何在暂停的时候，你都对队员说了哪些，做了哪些调整呢？
反击那几分，我觉得就是我们那个大比分了之后有点浪了嘛。然后暂停的那分，主要是说这分我们 ECO， 所以目的就是给对面压迫，把对面的大招打出来，然后我们长枪再去用大招应对他们就好了。
Seems like about those points that they fight back, seems like we are a little bit too relaxed after first half. And then about my time out, I just told them we're gonna eco, right? So we're gonna force them to use their art and in our use our guns and to fight with their ecos.
Okay, well, thank you, Muggle, and I'm gonna let you go to keep them focused.
Thank you so much for that, Jen. Well, we'll see, of course. I'm not gonna lie. Look, they had me on the first half. All right, I was believing. I was like, okay, this is gonna be maybe a 13-1. This might not be too good. But then we were starting to see some signs of life there from T1 Kukuka, but unfortunately it came in a little too late.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look right at the bottom of your screen, just in case you just tuned in, the first 10 rounds in a row went for the side of EDG. We were having this discussion about, is this a good map to pick for this matchup? EDG knew exactly what they wanted to do here.
And T1 got exposed on some of their issues on their attack side. I think they really lent into, with this new Yoru pick, putting Izu in forward positions on their A-site anchor, and then having him teleport back and play the retake. But round after round, he was dying first to these EDG re-clears. It happened twice in A main, it happened a couple times on site, and it was just really good, thorough calling from EDG to suss out how this A setup was being played, to get that initial pick, and then just snowball these site hits that they won round after round to get that 10-0 start.
Yeah, exactly. And as we said, this is a combo that they have played in the past and they have played regionally, but Meteor was in the Euro, Izu was in the Viper, and Izu had a lot of experience with the Euro, so this makes a lot of sense, especially after what we saw the other day.
Yeah.
Things were just not merging today. I also think that the way that nobody was playing the Tejo was super aggressive onto them, and probably T1 did not change the fact that they were playing so heavy onto side that at some point, after 7 rounds and 2 timeouts, you'd be like, play retake. I know that the retakes have not been the best part of this event, and some teams are very good at them, but most of them, it's not really the way to. But instead of waiting on side, I think that they should have measured the distance a little bit.
Yeah, and especially, against a team like EDG that's so dynamic, they're always going to throw new looks at you. So if you're really just going back to the comfort, they're going to take advantage of that, right? Now, that being said, while there were some great moments from EDG in that map, there was one moment in particular that we just got to talk about on the T1 side. It's your Verizon high-speed moment of the match. It was Sylvan's insane clutch, and I was watching this in real time, and I was like, wait a minute, if he gets the kill on the guy in heaven, this is doable. And then it happened, and it was amazing. And unfortunately, it didn't amount to a win, but you can definitely see them get that energy built up again, and it certainly felt like, Mimi, there was a little bit of a life boost for T1 after that.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the reactions after this round from T1. This was a honest 1 versus 5 ace clutch. You never see rounds like this, especially not on a stage of this size. But he just played it perfectly,
Beautiful.
Isolating each of these kills, perfect crosshair placement to get the picks in the perfect amount of time.
Even the TP, because you saw all the people, everyone was going over toward B. They were all convinced they were going to be TP right on A.
That little sight smoke also does so much to confound EDG, right? They think he's going to swing out left or right side, walks up, get the heaven player, and then he's pushing through that to isolate 2 more fights. Masterclass in Omen clutching.
Leading in assists per rounds, he also assists himself, but it's going into that and the clutches. 5 out of the 7 rounds the T1 got in that map were clutches, were 1v1s down to the T, a 1v5 that we don't usually see. So right now what they need is a refresher of going back into the drop-up place and this.
And you know what, you make a great point about that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the maps and where we are right now, because you know, there is definitely that vibe where it just felt as if EDG were really on the money. They weren't missing. They were hitting everything that they wanted to hit. But now we take our attention over toward Bind, and we're going to see T1 on the defense first to kick things off here, but this is going to be EDG's pick. And Mimi, it looks like it could very well lead to a 2-0 if EDG is playing the way that they are.
Yeah, this is a very strong map for EDG. They beat G2 on this one back in the group stage. I think it's looked like one of their strongest maps alongside the Fracture this tournament.
Yeah, could not agree more. All right, folks, well, let's go ahead and check in with Jen Lee one more again. Standing by with Autumn ahead of map 2.
Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm standing here with T1's Autumn. Now, Coach Autumn, obviously not the best outcome that you've hoped for, but we got to see T1 players log online, come online in the second half. So my question is, why the split pick? Because, you know, EDG has been extremely solid on that map for a while. And are you concerned at all with what happened in the first half, especially? 감독님, 일단 선수들이 후반전부터 좀 손이 풀리는 모습이기는 했는데 먼저 EDG가 스플릿을 굉장히 잘하잖아요. 스플릿을 픽하신 이유와 함께 전반전 좀 걱정되는 부분이 있으신지 궁금합니다.
일단 스플릿 픽한 이유는 저희가 원래 연습 때 좋은 그림들이 많이 나와서 특히 수비 때 그 그림을 알고 있기 때문에 자신 있게 픽을 했는데 오늘은 오히려 그거에 집착해서 정반대 스타일을 봤을 때 대응이 늦어져서 졌다 생각을 하고요. 그 말씀하신 대로 다행히 그 12대 2였던 상황에서부터 선수들이 많이 클러치를 만들어주는 거 보고 선수들은 준비가 됐다 생각하고 코칭 스태프들이 좀 더 잘 준비한 대로 도와줄 수만 있다면은 충분히 이길 수 있을 거라 생각합니다.
Well, yeah, in terms of the split pick, we had great results in our practice and also in our scrims. But I guess we were kind of too fixated on our executes and our strats that when EDG was pulling something that was extremely opposite, that was too different from what we were used to. We weren't able to kind of adapt to that, play it more fluid. And I guess that's why we dropped the first map. But, the players seem all right warming up in the second half, and given that the coaching staff guide them in the right way on Bind, I'm pretty sure that we can go into this with confidence and eventually get the win on the second map. Well, thank you, Autumn, and good luck.
Appreciate that, Jen Lee. And here is your agent select. We're seeing the Vice come out here on Bind, Kukuka.
Yeah, exactly. And EDG starting on the attack. They decided the same for split. I think that it favors them a lot. I expect Simon supporting Kankan, just running across the map. A lot of those A hits just going across the utility. I think that this is a composition that they understand very, very well, and that nobody taking off completely the Tejo. Like, we don't even see Simon playing it anymore. I think it's such the good call.
I love the KO going into another Vice comp. The knife is going to be super impactful, and I think EDG have a lot of great ideas on how to take extremity control on this map on top of the explosivity you know and love from the world champ.
Oh boy, well, let's see if we're gonna get a map 3 out of this one, or does EDG end it here and now? Let's send it back over to your casters, Achilles and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much. A map 3, I think something that everyone here would quite like, unless you're a big EDG fan perhaps, but we started seeing the glimmers in that second half, the T1 players coming alive. If they're going to be able to hit that stride from the outset, we very well may end up on Pearl.
Absolutely. That was the T1 that we've been more used to seeing so far this year. Yes, they've had some shaky maps. Yes, they've had some shaky matches. And against the world champions, you can't afford that, and EDG will punish the hell out of you. You can see Autumn there just said that their game plan just wasn't up to snuff coming into that first half of Split. Felt like they were practicing it well. A little bit of damage done to Sylvan. Kong try to clear this angle.
Scaling forward, taking some space, clears out that close cubby. Izu tucked in, able to find the headshot onto the first, gets Kong as well, gets himself a third, turns back.
Spike down, B.
Too many players now. Here, ready to drop out of Hookah, catches a glimpse. Stacks arriving, will be able to go ahead, pick off one, gets himself involved early this time. And Easy with a 4K gets T1 their first pistol win.
Yeah, this is a really nice setup for T1. A little push and pull of their own. Something that EDG was doing so well against them. Izu just tucks right in underneath Hookah. And as soon as the execute comes through, he's pushing forward. And then Stax gets there to rotate in time to help him set up that crossfire to keep those Hookah players from doing any more damage. A monumental pistol round win for T1. They needed that so bad. Things have gone so awry for them in both pistols on Split. able to send it to 1-2 in the scoreline. Buzz with that outlaw.
The glimpse turns from the flash, and Kong Kong swoops in. Sheriff in hand, just takes his head off. Sylvan now trying to hold the line here. They flash forward, and somehow he gets a stray. Smoggy taken down. Sylvan, you might want to buy a lottery ticket after this one, son. What a shot. Kong Kong, however, is still online, able to find one more. Sylvan does get dropped. Bulldog recovered, now into the hands of Stacks. TP across, both players trying to push their way out of showers.
Gotta be wary of that outlaw.
Out here into the open, Chichu will be able to find the one. Meteor,
Can't see my face right now.
go
but
ahead,
just know
scoop up the gun.
I'm smiling.
Keeps them afloat, but still not a bad eco attempt from EDG.
That's such a nice little play there at the end of that. I know EDG doesn't win that round, but they kind of do in a way because they knock 3 guns out of T1's hands. They only are able to keep 2. So they do recover that outlaw, it looks like, but the way they use that fragment to clear behind the box, and then Simon steps out to set up at least 1 kill. That's such a nice little coordinated play from EDG, and those are the things that makes them better. Those are the things that propel them to so many wins across so many different levels of competitive Valorant. Izu trying to play a little bit more aggressive at this position. Sees in hand.
Catches a glimpse there, Kong Kong. Once again, pushing forward, shoving them back. Chichu trying to go on a bit of a linger here, Meteor. Sight's gonna be turned away from Hookah. Pushed over towards main. Orb gets scooped up here. Kong Kong just trying to get that showstopper online. Re-swing in from Meteor. Gets knocked out of the park.
And this might open the door for EDG to try to make this B hit go. They were rotating back, thinking about pulling off. T1, assuming that that's the case, is going to try to press.
In the peak. The reface, Chichu.
Rip and tear.
Able to avoid the damage here. Get one tucked into the side, but they know they have to try and take this fight. Tries to split the difference here, tries to go for the transfer, cannot find that kill. Izu, as a tuck back, will fall. There's Buzz now. Has to do it all. Swing in, and once again, can't get the shot out. Kong Kong just too swift, gets himself a 3K and gets EDG on the board.
Yeah, this is just a really nice battle for Chichu to win against Meteor. He has at times struggled on the Vice on this map. Often doesn't seem like he's really as confident, but we did see him really pick it up on Fracture the last time he played the Vice. So certainly could get it done. But then this is just really nice shot calling again from nobody for EDG. Anticipating that T1 would get aggressive there. Off of the, what ended up being a fake fallback. This turned into a bit of a pause from EDG, and they're able to profit. Now it's rifle v rifle. Big round for T1. Economy's gonna be low if they lose this one.
0 point pinging onto 2. Just outside by that B teleporter. Stacks now rotating back around. Showstopper looks to open things up. Kong Kong sprinting forward. Showstopper gets sent, plants his feet, draws down, and picks out Buzz. Just assassinated in broad daylight.
It's just outrageous.
Stacks desperately trying to get some kind of angle, some line of sight, but as soon as he swings out, Chichu is there. Now into the 3v5, T1. Likely gonna have to call for a save for the remaining players. Chichu stays alive with 3 HP. Looks for the last. Won't be able to quite find it. Izu does manage to come away with that, but there's just far too many players remaining, far too many angles to try to clear, and Simon will not give him any opportunity whatsoever. We are tied up at 2-2. EDG starting to rally back.
T1 intentionally gives up the space for Kong Kong to make that entry. They're just saying, if okay, you put up the wall, you know, you're gonna go past it, that's fine. He saw a player up into heaven, and that's just meant to be one of those push and pulls. Kong Kong just wins it. He's just better. And then Chichu just starts knocking players down. 3 HP, expects the repeat. So ready for Meteor, hits the headshot before Meteor can even fire a damn bullet.
Leave it to me.
They're just so good, man. And now you're on
Smiles there on Kong Kong's face.
Yeah. Chomping away on the gum and smiling.
Once again, it's just right back to trying to get that next showstopper online. 3 charges towards it. Steel Garden available, but obviously given the weaponry here, wouldn't do too much for Chichu.
And you got to be curious now. Try to push some of these longer angles. You have the weaponry advantage. The Bucky up in hookah. Izu not interested in trying to play close contact there.
Positions.
Oh, what a
Angels
nade.
right here onto Sylvan. He's gonna run out. Does still manage to take down Kong Kong. At decent range. Molly now to try to slow things down, slow this approach into hookah. So at the same time, just trying to stave them off here at the Garden. As that Nightfall goes across, connects onto damn near everyone.
Be a risky TP, but certainly available for EDG here.
Looks like with about 40 seconds remaining,
Buzz.
they're gonna try to play this out a little bit more patiently, but as you say, Buzz is on a flank, but it's just the classic in hand. Swings out, and everyone's right there,
30
ready,
seconds left.
waiting for him. He gets cut off guard, and now the pivot play comes through. Teleport taken. As there's a late lurk
Thorns activated.
from Chichu, still sticking around over on that B side of the map. Finds a kill. Sylvan gonna be eliminated, but Meteor. One with the Sheriff, rifles in hand. Gets himself a third.
10 seconds left.
And Chichu now just does not have the time. It's a question of does he take someone with him? He does. Meteor will fall, but T1 will be victorious in the round. A MasterCard Thrifty to reestablish a lead.
When you need someone to come online for T1, Meteor, the lone player on T1 to lift a global trophy, is going to be the one to bring you over the line. I can't believe Sylvan gets away with that. That was such a nice paint shell. It lands right on top of the box.
Told you, buy a lottery ticket.
He is, look, sometimes better lucky than good. Sylvan's had a few of those, but he's still, that ace was nasty. Just got to give him that. That's a nice round. That might be the impetus here for T1. Start doing some more damage. They're going to invest in the operator for Buzz. A couple big ultimates available. Steel Guard and Orbital Strike. No command. This is one of those rounds we'd like to use some of those ults, really secure this win. Keep those cycles good. Playing up close and personal is Sylvan. This is really readable. I've seen T1 get punished in that position, but it's good cover fire to back Kong Kong off.
Keeps him safe for the moment. Stealth drone gonna be able to spot out one. Buzz forced away. Off shot going wide. Backs off the truck. Met with a flash. Now is gonna be safe.
This is bot.
Call coming through, and Kong Kong nails the headshot. Absolutely devastating. Sylvan here to try to hold the line. The Molly, the Orbital, all available to him. Sends it close here on the site, trying to keep himself protected. Up and over the top goes nobody, and now he will get taken down. Sylvan through that. Just managed to get a little bit of damage dealt, but cannot find further eliminations. 3v3, the push out, Meteor trying to find a timing, but cannot get a transfer. Gets the first. 0 point. Tells them what they want to know. A player over towards Garden stacks. On the floor, Buzz needing to hit it. Doesn't find it. Swaps the weaponry. Opting to try to go for this res. Orbital strike now. Showing that he has to abandon his teammate on the floor. 25 health remaining. He knows the corner. He knows where he's at, but he needs to find the kill, and he cannot. Smoggy, with 31 HP, pulls off a Red Bull clutch to keep us tied up.
This is a brutal round for T1. Buzz whiffing some of those op shots, uncharacteristic for him. Usually pretty clean. This opening kill from Kong Kong, absolutely ridiculous. Everybody had moved to the other side of the map for T1. I just don't think Izu was quite mentally prepared. Got caught jiggle peeking. But even still, they made so much noise on the other side of the map. All of T1 was over there. So the rotations getting back over to try to deny the B site plant were late. And even though it turned scrappy, they're able to find some kills. EDG able to get into that post plant with that big ultimate. And for T1, you invested 2 of your own and you weren't able to come through with the win. That is devastating. Now you're back onto an eco buy. Still have the Steel Garden, but EDG is just too strong.
Thorns fading, smoke going to be cycled back through there from Sylvan. Meteor once again. You're on this B side, pushes forward, and my God, the flick! Picks off Kong Kong, but Sylvan gonna be taken out at the same time. Nobody. That late linger. He strikes, he finds the catch. Buzz. Similarly here. Pushes forward out of the smoke! And mows down 2 with a Bucky. T1 looking to get themselves another thrifty win. Smoggy dancing around the shots. Stays alive. Showstopper
Enemy remaining.
from Buzz will find the kill. Smoggy at 40 HP.
30 seconds.
Can he get the clutch? Looks back behind the wall. The Haunt not getting the reveal. Izu repositioning, and Buzz out into the open finds it. Another MasterCard thrifty. Another narrow lead for T1.
A nice redemption round here for Buzz. A little bit shaky with the operator. This go with the Bucky, finding 2 big kills, able to upgrade, get the showstopper available. That is a flick and a half from Meteor. Goodness. Nice little trick play here from Nobody. Catches Sylvan completely off guard. But this is Buzz's round.
Nice!
Yeah, very, very good. Still have Steel Garden. Both teams actually have Steel Gardens available. A lot of util being dumped. Kongkong's gonna go in.
He's just sending it here, chasing the salvos. Steel Garden looking to take their weapons away. Buzz able to go ahead, tuck back with the blast packs, keeps himself safe, keeps that weapon in hand.
Need to see a little bit more to keep them from planting, but it doesn't seem like T1 in a position to do so just yet.
The interrupt is there. Ooh, Molly through. Max just sending the pop flash forward in towards Showers, wants to take this fight, but it's Chichu on the opposite side. Potentially a gun. We'll hear for him as Buzz also similarly will get taken down. Chichu is just an absolute menace! As EDG do to T1 what T1 just did to them. Their own thrifty teed up. As Izu on the peak. Makes eye contact with Chichu and wisely backs away.
You just can't give them these 1v1s. You just cannot. They're too good. And it's just Chichu, man. What else do you say? He is, right now, the best player in this lobby. It feels like him and Kongkong for sure. Absolutely just frying. You could hit shots like that. I mean, that's the second time we've seen him be able to use the arc rose to find a free kill. Because the player has to turn the flash and they have no backup. We saw it with Buzz earlier when he was in Showers. Now you're seeing it here again. A little bit deeper in the position, but still. It's brutal. You just can't give them those moments. And the coordination just seems to be lacking for T1. They don't seem like they're able to back each other up. They're not on the same page. There's so much confidence to push those angles one by one. And Chichu's just punishing it. Goodness, that's
What is happening with just the Sheriffs in Showers? Something's different in the water here today. But another MasterCard thrifty. Sponsor should be happy here today as we're going to have a timeout call from T1. 4-4. Needing to find better success here on this map, on this half.
It's going to be interesting to see what they want to do. I mean, I think they had a great read on that round. They just 1v1'd into Showers and lost every time. You can't be taking those gambles against EDG. They're too good for that. And let's see if T1 can shore up the comms, shore up the teamwork. You can't afford to give any more of those away. EDG is too sharp today.
14-7-5 here from Chichu. Just, I mean, look, we know he's a big Nats fan. We saw what Nats did on this map. Chichu doing his damnedest to try to replicate. Might not be a Viper, but it's looking clean on that Vice.
You just feel like he's good for it. Every time, he's just in the zone. You're one away from the Armageddon there. First, Nobody. One away from a showstopper for Kongkong. So T1 gets a little bit ahead of the long B.
Oh,
but they read
goodness.
it off the back of that smoke. They know that T1 wants to deny the orb, and they punish it.
Blind check. Kongkong just faces forward out from hookah. Meteor taking down, Salvo's now flying through, just getting flashed there for a brief little moment. Izu on the peak, able to put it down low on HP, but cannot find that kill. Buzz trying to go straight across through the hall, but he ends up meeting a similar fate. And in the blink of an eye, it's just Stacks left remaining, still rotating. As EDG look to get this lead from themselves. Potentially flawless fashion. They know exactly where he's at. They have it triple stacked here through the smoke, and there is no hope in hell. Flawless is confirmed as EDG gain the lead 5-4.
Oh, no more thrifties. Very clean from EDG here. Just dissecting T1 piece by piece. There's always just one player. EDG, those long-range rifles, able to win out those trades towards the hall. Easy peasy. T1, though, has to go up against some fearsome ults in this one. No command, Armageddon, showstopper.
Right here.
Just a steel guardian of their own to try to deny.
Flashbang.
They're going to make an aggressive play towards showers, but both devices not really getting aggro on that. More of a little bit of peacocking there from T1.
Man sent out here from Simon. Buzz looking for a timing, drops down, gets the transfer on the two. Smoggy, Kong able to answer some back. But now it's just Chichu on his lonesome. It's been damn near good for these all day long. Can he deliver in this moment, or is the call just a save? Simon will bleed out. He's going to at least look to reroute the Prowler, expiring before it gets the tag. And it looks like even Chichu will have to back down from this one.
Flashing.
Yeah, play for another kill here or there. You know the economic situation T1 is in is dire. So you can find a way to use this 40 seconds, scoop up another kill or two, or who knows with Chichu, all three. Definitely would be a backbreaker for T1, because T1 really needs to keep all of these guns into the next round.
30 seconds left.
Slowly creeping closer and closer. For his moment to strike a spot out there onto one. Looks like Izu may be catching a glimpse. 15 seconds. Be an absolute miracle if you could pull it off. Looks like it will just be a drop down and attempt to get into the teleporter. Sylvan will go ahead and collect. Now 2 away from that orbital strike. T1, keep it neck and neck.
If T1 can get the reads, we saw this in the pistol round where they kind of hide in some smokes, wait out the execute, and then they all just spring into action together. They body EDG out of these rounds. But they need to have those right reads. I mean, Buzz is still laughing, he's still having a good time. And it's going to be a timeout from EDG now. Muggle doesn't like what's going on. I think, I don't know. I mean, I get it. If you feel like you can actually take these last 2 rounds and...
You probably want to stop this back and forth.
Yeah.
Seeing 2 more rounds to be played out in the half. An opportunity still for a team to have that strong lead at the 7-5. EDG, even though this isn't their side selection, probably still don't want to be going into that second half tied up at 6-6.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if this is something simple like, let's reestablish hookah control, let's go B. Like, let's not fall for these traps that they've got with the Vice util at A.
A looks weak.
A looks weak.
Perhaps. Perhaps that's as simple as the call could be. But they have some very critical ultimates just about ready to cycle up.
Yep.
2 rounds to try to utilize them. Showstopper, first and foremost, is there. Smoggy, 1 away from having that orbital strike. Chichu, given how he's been fragging, given the space that they've been able to attain,
Look at this.
should be able to see that still guard.
Kong's got the op. He's going to try to lock down showers. Meteors. Then, he's had some troubles there, we'll say that. He's had a couple wins, but a couple losses. A guy who you really need to rely on for that flank control. Just sets up the wall and dips. They're kind of anticipating that this could be a B hit.
Rotation's beginning. Stacks already joining in on this side of the map. Rotation considered there from Meteor as well, but will linger back. They're in that A heaven position. Or grab through Smoggy. His orbital is online.
And that's going to force them to kind of spread out a bit on that B site. In fact, Sylvan's going on a lurk, and it's nobody here again.
Reads it
Enemy down.
perfectly. Not
Launching
falling into
smoke.
the same trap twice. Sylvan gets the pinch. EDG, however, still looking like they want to try to carry on forward in towards this B site. Without that Tejo utility, it's much more likely that they might have to commit the orbital just to get themselves forward. Chichu,
Hot shot.
not this
Miles
time.
ready.
Not going to be able to win it out. Sylvan keeping this locked down.
Launching smoke.
30 seconds left.
It's a huge win for Sylvan. It's making this B site unassailable for EDG. Even using that Molly to delay even further. Really, really nice control.
It looks like it's just going to be the clock waited out here from EDG.
10 seconds left.
In these last few seconds, they're just going to try to storm their way in. Simon will be able to find one, but it's a couple seconds too late. The round will end up going the way of T1 here. So they just wait them out, and Sylvan just picks them apart.
You know, I thought this game was going to be a lot more scrappy, a lot more explosive, Achilleos. It mostly has
It's been some bizarre patience in these last couple rounds here.
This isn't my Asian Valorant.
Looks like we're just going to continue. All things considered, I don't know if T1 actually confirmed the operator there from Kong Kong. Might have had a strong suspicion, but I don't think he ever rang out a shot, so.
Maybe one towards Hookah, but I'm not sure. Memory
Placing wall trap.
not serving me well in this moment, but a couple ults on both sides. Orbital strike, still garden, still for Meteor. My man, use that ult. It's pretty good.
Given the ults available, it tells me this final round of the half likely to start getting chaotic, to start getting scrappy.
Izu's
Slow creep up Izu. Yep, here on the corner, and Kong Kong takes one right between the eyes. What a shot. Simon going with a peek, but inevitably will swap back over to that Vandal.
Fully smoked.
Smoke's gonna be sent. Sylvan waiting to greet them here. Opens up the red carpet, pushes out of the smoke, but the shotgun is not gonna be alive. Izu able to find one. Backpedals to find a third. Tap of the plant, interrupted. Steel Garden now gonna be sent. Looking like a TP play here for the side of EDG. Here, both the rotations can now begin. One's gonna be lingering in case it's a double fake back, but the thorns get popped, and Simon just has to slowly step over them, losing more and more of that HP bar.
Player standing.
Meteor out from heaven, able to find a timing.
Spike down A.
Chichu now once again asked to do it all. To try to get a 1v3 victory here.
Here comes Buzz.
To get EDG tied up, but like you say, Buzz coming in around the back. Chichu gives it a thought for a brief little moment, but once again, the time is just not on their side. Buzz arrives, strikes, and T1 close out the half 7-5.
What a nice round with the Vice util from Meteor to make this completely impossible for EDG. But guys, the second half of Bind is just around the corner, and we've got a map for you.
Red Bull gives you wings.
All right, we are back and about to go into the second half here on Bind. T1, a narrow lead, 7-5. got their first pistol win of this series at the start of this map. If they can find this second one here on Bind, perhaps that will just be the stage set to go to Pearl.
And certainly that's something that T1 would love. I mean, of course, going to the third map, but it being Pearl, a map they are undefeated on this year, 3-0 so far on Pearl, would certainly be something they are looking forward to. Still have to get through a defensive half from EDG. You're gonna see a lot of that combo, util, Taeho, KO, the Vice. There's so much stall that EDG can bring out. Have to be really decisive as T1. And they started to get there. They started to really pick up the pace. They started to really work together a lot better as that half went on. But you're gonna need a lot more of that.
Not ready yet.
Shutting them down.
They're just trying to slowly suss out these positions.
Well, 0 points, about to land right on top of them. Clear not going to happen in time. And that tells all. Chichu swinging out. Back box is able to find one. Smoggy holds down Showers. Now trading Meteor. Keeping EDG in with an advantage. Izu trying to stick for this. Goes down to 34 HP. Does manage to get the spike planted. Swing out from Buzz. Wins the fight. The 3v3 is Kong Kong. Looks to try to open things up. The timing narrowly missed. Buzz not identifying it quite just yet, but still gets the dink. The spray down. Finds that elimination. Another ping shell now going to be built up. It's Buzz just staying tucked here into the corner.
Grenade is live.
The stun coming through. They want to flush him out. But Buzz, snappy to find them both.
Who's got the snaps?
The ghosted hand gets the 4K. Gets T1 their second pistol of the map.
Oh my, Buzz! That is not fair. That's so well drawn up here by EDG to send both players through U-Haul again to try to re-clear that space. And they use the 0 point back towards the spawn area. And then they use the salvos in the cubby to flush him out, and the concuss as well. And it hits, and it still doesn't matter. Buzz just outplays them. I mean, that's, look, it happens.
See a smile there from Muggle. Yeah. What more can you do? Now over halfway towards having that showstopper online. Meteor will apply some pressure and find an opening here towards Hookah. And he will be able to do so. Smoggy going to be taken down. Kong Kong, however, on a deep flank. Through able to find one. Nobody getting another. Buzz still alive. Playing here on elevation. See if he can spot anything out, but already this round barely rough for T1. 3v3, no weapons surrendered over quite just yet. They need to try to play this out as cleanly as they can. Sylvan will identify and shut down the flank.
Enemy remaining.
Buzz finds nobody, and Chichu, previously noted here in Hookah, goes ahead and reconfirms his position. The paint shells to shove him back even further. Just end up having to play for some exits here, see if he can tap them down at range. Buzz wanting to get that last charge, wanting to go into the bonus with that showstopper online, and he will. 9-5. Another day at the office here for T1 as they close out the anti-eco.
That's a cool idea from EDG, the teleporter crunch play. And Kong Kong is already in market, hello. And it, you know, gets him a couple big kills. Not able to do any further damage. Sylvan here, that is such an important battle that he wins that. If he doesn't, it could be a very, very different round.
Nice.
That's a big angle to control, and he does it nicely. Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry. It's been a little while.
Yeah, sorry guys, yeah. I'm out of practice. But you're coming into this, a couple Bulldogs, a Guardian. Or the side of T1, other than your two rifles.
Bring them down.
A little bit of clearing with util. So you know there's a couple guns over here.
Look at this quad stack though, EDG. Nobody this time, not gonna be allowing for Meteor to gain access.
And Sylvan's not there to trade. Not that he might have been able to, but he's a little bit late. So that's a free pick. Stacks Buzz. Gonna try to clear out nobody.
Nobody's inching closer and closer. It's a decent amount of damage, down to 60 HP. That pinch out from Hookah, however, still not coming through. They don't know that it's just open.
But he's got so much stall. He's able to buy time for these rotations. Izu on a really late lurk in showers, and they're going to use that to TP.
He's just going to be the entry. Yeah, the TP comes over their way. Showstopper. Just check out the rest of the site. Bonks his head on the entry, the blast packs, but Buzz swinging the corner. Does get the rocket through. A 1-to-1 trade on that front, but player advantage here for the side of EDG. Rotation still needing to come through from nobody, making his way across from that B site. 0 point confirms no one forward there in showers. Dax confirms no one forward, trying to push up here in towards Lambs, but as he swings out, getting flushed into the open, he's able to find one. Izu striking, finds nobody. Now, the 2v2, the time starting to take away the molly. Sent to further delay. Sylvan just stuck here around the corner, playing quietly, putting Simon down to 13 HP, finding the kill. Smoggy can only find the one. He cannot get this round win. T1 will convert their bonus to get to double digits.
Oh, I'm loving the depth of the playbook here for T1. You know, after all that early attention they created at showers, Izu with tremendous patience to just wait there. And things don't go so good on the other side of the map, so he says, guys, it's open, take the TP, let's go. And they're able to get into these post plants, lock down you all with 2 different players. Sylvan with the deep lurk. He was checking market really early to make sure there wasn't an early flank from EDG, had that molly in hand for the post plant. That is a really well thought out and set up round for T1. And they're 5 rounds up on EDG on Bind.
EDG now gonna have to start digging deep themselves, trying to find that drive that they had in the first map at the beginning of this one, when they were just going blow for blow against T1.
You can see some of that wind has gone out of the sails.
Fade in towards the cubby. Kong not gonna be cleared out. Finds the first, the wall, saves off the rest of the push, and that's gonna be a weapon hand delivered here into Kong's hands. The Meteor quickly removes it. Wrenches it from his grasp. Flash up for it, out of the smoke. Izu able to find one. Smoggy, just the singular kill with the carried over weapon. And Simon just gonna likely see if he can try to do some damage. 2 charges away from having that ult online. Kill and a death would give it to him. Round victory right now at this point just doesn't seem likely. Stax able to go ahead, avoid all the util, strafes out to safety. Meteor with 3 helps get T1 up to 11.
And that's 7 in a row now for T1. They are starting to streak. They are starting to do to EDG what EDG did to them at the beginning of this. It's a rough entry for Buzz. The wall cuts off the rest of his team. They're quick to come out. They're quick to burst. The flood is nice. They just work together, knock players down. This is what T1 needs in rounds like this. Get scrappy as long as you're together. You can get it to go your way. And that's going to be another timeout here from EDG. Need to find a way to get back into this.
Second and final of this map. Taking a glimpse here, looking like that operator about to come online here from Kong. First opportunity, realistically, for him. Can have that impact from this defending side, but fear that if they go forward with this, it's going to be glass cannon. He doesn't have any money behind to try to get himself some shields.
It would be the most Kong thing to do. And that is, you know what, I trust him to do plays like that.
Sure.
Absolutely. And he's so good with that operator. You know, no one's really shown that they're going to be able to contest the sniper battle from T1 today. So you might as well lean into it. You're down this far, you might as well give it a go. Get this round to go, you're able to get the economy stabilized a little bit, potentially. See if you can run things back. You can see they're gonna have to squeeze out a Guardian instead of a full rifle for Smoggy. Is that Steel Guardian available as well? It's just about dodging that op as T1, and you might not expect it here, given the economic situation that EDG was in. So it could catch him off guard, but nobody is going to be pressuring Long B. Instead, Buzz, Sylvan, good flash. It's going to shut down nobody. And there's Kong though, gets his pick.
Finds one. Sylvan dead. Chichu forced away here from showers. T1 continuing to try to push up, and eventually they will just be able to overwhelm him. Site now broken open and Smoggy drifting across the paint shells. Just does not have the timing to try to put that weapon to use. He falls on the wayside. The showstopper popped here from Kong. Sees one, sends it. Meteor gonna be taken down. It's the operator back in the hand. Paint shells to further delay. Stacks the back off. Izu steadying. Recovers from the flash, finds the kill, and says, yep, you guys go on. Get the plant through. I'm gonna try to handle this fight myself. Suck into a corner. Kong pushing for it. Snappy with a right click, does manage to find it. But at the end of the day, he's just gotta try to save this weapon. That spike will erupt. T1 will get themselves up to map point.
A chaotic round. Everything going on over at B, and all of a sudden T1 is just exploding through towards A. A smoke comes down in front of Showers, and Meteor's able to find the kill. Buzz.
On the lurk, and he finds it. Nothing recovered. Nothing kept safe. T1 want every advantage they could possibly get going into this 18th round of play.
Again, it's a nice setup on the B side. The A side just gets absolutely smothered, and Izu somehow wins that battle against Simon.
Flash.
That was crucial. Give them the opportunity to go for the rotate. Yeah, Simon knows he dropped the ball a bit there. It's going to be 2 Guardians, a Rifle, a Bulldog, a Judge. Kong going to be the one with the Vandal. A lot of work to do. T1 though, showing a little bit of presence over towards B. There's a lot of players stacked here. Pretty sure the Judge is over here in Hookah as well, so gotta root this out. Gotta be slow, gotta be methodical as T1.
With the blast back up in towards the side, but Chichu out on a flank angle, able to find one, finds 2. As he peeks back in towards Hookah, now that Judge rings out. It's a rude awakening for T1. Well, command still pulsing for a brief little moment there, but now expiring. 2v3 noise made. The Armageddon online could just be called in. Sylvan with the peek, able to find 1. Nobody playing this patiently. Sylvan trying to take some space, knows that if he can get rid of the flanker, he's gonna be in a good spot, and now Simon's just being overwhelmed and picked apart. Sylvan held back here for the moment by the salvos. Kong out of Hookah, able to find 1. They roll out the red carpet, but it's not needed. Kong will take him down. It's EDG holding on by a thread.
That's just a great opening win for Chichu with that Guardian. Really makes it a lot more difficult for T1 to get through cleanly. There's a bunch of trades over here in Hookah. Good. I think it was a flash from Simon.
Enemy remaining.
Some piece of util gave him a couple assists in that fight. Nizu looked like he was blinded up a little bit. Regardless. Now EDG is coming into an alt cycle of their own. Orbital Strike, no command, Steel Garden. You have the Nightfall and the Orbital Strike for the side of T1. So EDG here, trying to extend this map a little bit more. See if they can kind of do to T1 what T1 did to them on Split.
Yep.
Run some rounds through, maybe wear them down just a little bit. Just a spot on Izu over into the Showers. They're going to try to double swing him.
Backs away, mostly unscathed. Minor amounts of damage taken. He's very fortunate to get out with his life.
That's smart by Izu. I mean, it's almost always at least 2 from EDG that you're going to be squaring up against unless it's Chichu. They're so good at coordinating.
Speaking of Chichu, once again, going to be put on a pedestal, going to be asked to deliver some heroics. Lone anchor on this site. Rotation starting to come through, it seems, from nobody. No, just don't stick around. Potential teleporter play here from them. Still guarded at the ready. Chichu, quite a bit of damage there, nearly gets cooked, but just keep himself alive for the moment.
Oh, the TP.
Nightfall around the back. Kong gonna be deafened here as Meteor 3 positions. Then all command coming in to push forward. Sprays through despite the flash. Is still able to find 1. Simon gonna be put down. Izu now having to backpedal. So very low, but still finding 2 kills. Smoggy now with everything to do.
Last player
His last
standing.
teammate far too distant. 13-6, T1. They reply on bind. They get that win, and they send us the Pearl.
Unbelievable. Both teams just dominating on their opponent's map pick. Crazy stuff we're seeing here.
Map 3 is on the horizon, and who knows which way it's gonna go. There's only one way to find out, though, and that's to stay tuned. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Let's go, boys! Sit!